So I'm rounding this out here, taking us home. Stand-up comedy.
Oh.
So I just a little bit of a preface here. I kind of want to focus on who our favorite stand-up comedians are and why, but we can talk about the genre in general. What brought this up was one of our favorite Austin bookstores, Brave New Books, just shut down their Guadalupe location. They moved. There's a bunch of new places now they're moving to, but they don't have like their traditional in the basement place. But they put on every Friday. All the local Austin comedians would come by. Like, this isn't just like people from the organization. These are like people in Austin stand up who like go like last comedian standing competition, etc. And they go put on a free show, free pizza, free beer, awesome event. And Sho and I would show up every single Friday, and we go watch free stand up comedy, and we'd experience the culture. We'd like one night the room would love it, it'd be packed. One night the room would be packed, but everyone hated it. Like, it just, the entire atmosphere of stand up is like, we live for it. And now it's moving locations, it's further away now, it's less frequent, and we're kind of upset about it. But thinking about this, I want to talk about
someone else did that.
Our favorite comedians?
Yes.
Yeah, also, let's just acknowledge Matt just threw a fucking water bottle across the
Throw and drop are two different
but
verbs.
The thing is, Ethan, you asked us to post our favorite comedians and some clips.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
And after everyone's clips went up, it kind of shocked me how everyone, like, you could tell what kind of person. And every comedian
it made complete sense.
basically just described who we are.
Yep.
So, Ethan, is it okay if we go down and just, like, say who we posted?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I posted Dimitri Martin, Mitch Hedberg.
I only posted one. There's a few other comedians I like, but I'm a huge supporter of Bo Burnham.
That makes so much sense.
It's so much sense.
Oh, that fits you, man.
It does.
I did Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, and Bill Hicks.
Okay, that.
Conspiracy theorist Bill Hicks.
I did Amy Schumer.
Stop.
I'm kidding.
Stop.
I did Mike Birbiglia. Amy Schumer's trash.
Yeah.
Everyone hates her.
And the leather special is disgusting.
Really quickly, we were staying the night. We're not going to give context here because it's touchy, but I just feel like this is necessary to say. We were spending the night at somebody's house this last Monday because of something that went on. And he's doing us a favor. Like, he kind of his heart drove down to campus to go pick us up and let us stay the night. And then, like, we were sitting on the couch and we were just trying to figure out what we were going to watch, kill the time, so went to bed on Netflix. And I was like, oh, look, Amy Schumer. And he looked at us dead serious. If you play the leather special, I'm kicking you out of my place. And I'm like, all right, that's not that Amy Schumer is.
Oh my god.
I'm kind of surprised.
That our friend Tiger was you're out.
I'm surprised. I might
The
have
nicest guy.
I love him.
Yeah.
The most tolerant guy.
Yeah, he was like, no Amy Schumer in my house.
That's his one thing.
Love him. Love that guy.
But that is an astute observation, Evan. I didn't even realize he pointed out, like, it makes so much sense that Matt likes Bo Burnham.
Really? I'm the most bizarre, obvious one.
Like, I've seen his specials, and, like, they're funny, but it's just, like,
Fucking brilliant.
the fact that you're the one who posted them
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
describes you.
For sure, absolutely. What and Make Happy are some of the best hours I've spent watching the screen. Fucking phenomenal. Because he's not just a comedian. Like, like me and my friend have had this debate. We don't even think he's a comedian at times. He's a performer, right? Like, honestly, because he's a musician and all that. But it's the fact, I don't know, have you seen What?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fact that it's the way he integrates it, and it's just like all, like, every beat matters.
Everything's planned, for sure.
Everything's planned, and it's brilliant. Like,
It's so orchestrated.
like the ending of that, the first time I saw it, my mouth was like, my jaw was on the ground, and then, like, looking back, I'm like, that's such a simple thing to do. Like, that doesn't really take anything that brilliant. It's just the ideas that he incorporated into it. His jokes are phenomenal, all that.
As a technician, I would like to just point out his lighting.
Right.
Like the lighting design it's incredible.
Everything about it is a fucking auteur of a performance. It's fucking amazing.
How old is he?
So I don't know how old he is. He's
on,
20. Wait, if I take a guess, 24, 25. He had his first Comedy Central hour-long special when he was 19.
26.
Yeah.
26. Okay.
Close.
I was like, he was performing at the Improv when he was 17.
He's so huge.
Yeah.
Like, he's like Kevin Hart for, like, young white kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
Yeah, I saw him live. The only time I saw him live was March of my senior year,
right.
And it was his Make Happy thing. And even though I saw him live and it was great, I love it and all that, I thoroughly enjoy Make Happy more watching it, like, on Netflix, though, because it's just like it's been edited a little bit better, and it just works better that way.
so do you enjoy other kinds of stand-up comedy, or would you say that you enjoy Bo Burnham's the most because it is this, like, pure entertainment spectacle?
I enjoy stand-up comedy. I'm not a huge, I wouldn't say I'm a huge critic of it, or
Sure.
I've seen a whole lot. I've seen a few different guys, more mainstream, more likely I've seen it.
Right.
It's just Bo to me, he's a genius. Like it's like he's taken this simple idea of getting up on stage and telling jokes for an hour, and he's incorporated music. He's incorporated all kinds of editing and lighting techniques.
I mean, I won't go far as say he's the first person to do that.
No, for sure.
He's just-
I was gonna say every
Like-
single comedic act of the '70s. That was like
That
their
was,
bit.
like,
Like Steve Martin has a guitar up there, like making fun anti-war songs. and
banjo.
stuff.
Absolutely. No,
Right.
no, for sure. Not saying that at all. It's
Weird
just
Al
the fact
Yankovic with his
he's-
accordion.
he's just brought it all together, and he keeps always, every time I see his new special, it's like, wow, I never would have thought of that, and he's got like a whole hour bit about it.
He's definitely relevant for today too, like
Yeah,
for the
sure.
current generation. Evan, defend your people, because
All right.
Matt is doing a pretty good job defending Bill
So
Burnham.
Dimitri Martin, first off, okay, I still also have trouble defining him as stand up too,
Right.
because it's like sometimes when you watch his bits, you don't know if it's for a TED talk or for.
Right.
But interesting things with is that the
Good
show?
point.
Interesting things with Dimitri Martin. Love that show. It's so funny. It's just he just says like two things. It's just like, oh, this is funny. It's just like he just changes them around. It's just
Yeah.
like
For sure.
playing with the words and concepts in your head. It's just like it's really interesting and like it makes your brain work. But it's also like it's also simple things that you can just laugh at easily too.
It's definitely smart, but like it's
Yeah.
the writing is smart.
The writing is smart, and it's just like he tiptoes the line between actually just being an interesting person and being a funny person. But a lot of his bits are really good. He's the only person I actually have a comedy album of.
Really.
Yeah, Dimitri Martin, stand-up comedian. It's a great album. But I also posted Mitch Hedberg.
Interesting, yeah.
Oh, he's wonderful. Everything he says is extremely quotable. It's like his entire stand-up is just quotes.
Yeah.
Right.
Just 1 to 2 cents bits, and they're all extremely hilarious, even if they take like a second to think about in my head,
Sure.
It's just phenomenal. And it's like he goes up there, he doesn't even have his eyes open. He's just like drearily just like kind of waving around, just saying things. Like it is like clearly he's like under the effects of like a lot of like drugs or alcohol, and he's just like slurring out these like incredibly smart things,
So what's funny to me is I'm actually proud of the fact. I mean, Bo Burnham, for people who know him, it seems kind of normie or whatever. But in all actuality, like most people don't know who he is. Like even though he's incredibly popular in that
Yeah.
scene, it's only for like our demographic. So as I say, I was impressed no one put like a really normie one up there. And if anything, mine seemed the most normie. Like I would think mine the most normie, but I realized I'm like, people our generation don't listen to like Chris Rock. They only know
Or
him from
Jerry
Madagascar.
Seinfeld.
I found it interesting that you put Chris Rock.
I love-
I was just
Chris
like,
Rock is
interesting.
great.
Chris Rock's
Yeah.
comedy is some of the best stuff out there, and what's interesting about specifically the two that are still alive, but out of my three this is a topic of a different day, but 2 out of 3 of these, well, one can't perform because he's dead, but 2 of the other 2 comedians don't perform stand-up on college campuses anymore because it's considered too offensive for
Yeah,
college students.
that's-
They're considered, it's so things. I grew up on this stuff. I grew up on watching these guys, watching Jorgen, watching David Cross. Like, I adore David Cross is responsible for so many people's Sarah Silverman's career, right? Like all these other people's career who then are responsible for people like Amy Schumer to pop up or whatever. And I'm like, you watch these people and like it's for me that's just comedy. That's whatever.
Yeah.
And then nowadays I'll play a clip and it's like Chris Rock uses the N-word a lot. Like and like people don't laugh at what he's saying. And I'm like, he's the one who like the thing you're enjoying right now, like the Amy Schumer special you watched, and for some reason, or you're watching Girls, like Lena Dunham, whatever. Like that isn't possible without a direct trace of him saying this edgy at the time thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. And what I think I like about Chris Rock and Jerry Seinfeld is I think they aged the best out of that era. Like I adore 80s and 90s Adam Sandler. I adore Adam Sandler's stand-up where he's just like the things people hate about him in his movies work so well for an hour-long special because he just goes up there and he's pure energy and nonsense and like he was just so young and youthful and he was so like funny and whatever. But like some of this stuff doesn't really age well because it's him just making fun of like boy bands and
Right,
whatever. Well, like a Jerry Seinfeld thing, Jerry Seinfeld is the master comedian to me. He is just a master of observation, a master of everyday thing. Like everyone makes fun of him, like what's the deal with airline food? Like it's a thing. It's like everyone at some point has come into contact with airline peanuts, that like nasty freeze dried airline food. You're like, what's up with that? You know, whatever. Or like just his bits that he does that are just so universal. And like we talked about his show before and how great Seinfeld of a show it is. But what makes the show great, part of it is the fact that he put in bits of his stand-up there, and you're like, it sets up the precipice for this kind of episode. And you can't have Louis C.K. without Jerry Seinfeld. Like you directly cannot have who a lot of people love. Everyone's like, oh, Louis C.K. is a lot more appropriate, even though for some reason, like I watched Louis C.K.'s new special, and it baffles me that people are like, Dave Chappelle's new special is offensive, even though literally Louis' new bit, part of his 2017 special is him doing blackface and yellowface, going, oh yes, I am Chinese. He goes, yeah, I love stereotypes because the impressions are so fun to do. By the way, I voted for Hillary, haha, you know?
Yeah,
and everyone's like, I love Louis. Louis so funny. I'm like, literally, he spent the first half of it doing like, hey, want to meet the nice man? Oh, yeah, brother. And I'm like, what are you on about? But so, besides a little gripe, I do like Louis. I do like Louis' show, but any of these modern people performing today are impossible. But I'm just glad no one put like Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah.
I mean, like a few things, like
I have seen Jim Gaffigan like live.
He's fun.
Like a really good special, Live at the Purple Onion, Zach Galifianakis. Great special.
For sure.
I mean, like, I won't go as far as say he's my favorite comedian, but like it's really enjoyable. And it's like a pleasant auditory experience. Just him like calmly like saying drunkenly while playing some piano and just like some weird thing.
I do think it's interesting also to note the difference between some people have fantastic specials and other people are just better stand-up comedians.
Yeah,
Sure.
Like, like I think Louis does that, like where he's like fantastic specials, but like bit to bit, like he's notorious for going up there and he'll use horrible. He'll roast people. He'll also just do horrible jokes in the beginning to see if people laugh at it. And if they're willing to laugh at his worst jokes, he'll start just using his bad set. He's like, oh, this is easy crowd. Yeah. Well, if he goes up there and bombs his first 5 minutes, like, good, these people have a comedy standard, and he'll start pulling out, like, the good content. But I find that, like, incredible. Like, wow, like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's paying that much money for a ticket, like, you'd think he put his best out, but he reads the room. But, I don't know. It's, for me, stand-up comedy is, like, the hour-long specials aren't for him. You know, it's completely like it's a form of its own. It's certain people do it well. Like I think, and that's the reason I put Chris Rock and Jerry Seinfeld and Bill Hicks on is because there's an age to it of you can't be too topical. Like Joe Rogan, I enjoyed when they came out, but if you go back to Rogan's 2005 special, he's like, man, the Iraq War is really rough, man. Bush is so stupid. Oh man, like when's marijuana gonna be legalized here in California so I can smoke it? Like you watch his podcast now and he's smoking marijuana, and you're like, okay, this is less funny because it's like we've heard a million weed jokes. And that's the other thing too is if you're too good, it's not going to seem cool anymore. So, like Steve Martin, Richard Pryor, like the legend, or George Carlin, where you're like, these guys are legends. You have to. I feel like I have to preface it sometimes. Like this will sound like, oh man, that's so. What's the word for it?
Trite.
Yeah, trite or like.
Cliche.
Yeah, cliche. That's the word for it. Like it's so cliche, and I'm like, he made this. Like he is the cliche.
That's why like it's hard to read Shakespeare sometimes. It's just cliche.
Exactly. Because everyone's quoted them.
Yeah.
Emily, you haven't talked about your comedian.
Yeah, I have not. Well, I said Amy Schumer first, so I feel like I have to defend her a little bit, but I have nothing. I have nothing. I cannot, as a woman, I cannot defend her.
Okay.
But I have Mike Birbiglia. Mike Birbiglia, he's a little bit, I don't know if y'all watched, like, season 3 of Orange is the New Black, but he had a small part in that where he played the guy that eventually quit.
I was looking at some of his film work and stuff like that. I didn't see Orange is the New Black on there. I didn't know that. I saw...
It was a small part. Yeah. He has a Sleepwalk with Me, which is...
That's what I saw.
I think it's because he sleepwalks. He has like on stage he'll do this like really funny bit of like his alter ego, Sleepy Carl, where in college he had like this 8 a.m. class and he was like, my friend Sleepy Carl wasn't having it. He's just like that awesome friend that encourages you to do like really bad things.
No, the bit that you shared with us, I truly enjoyed. I don't know what it was. I think to narrow it down, I think it was.
Oh, it
his
was when he
delivery.
was, yeah.
His delivery, it's so great because it's like he abuses the fact like when the audience is taking that second to like laugh it all out, and most comedians just give it a second for the room to breathe and stuff. He kind of just adds on to it. He makes it so much better. Where he's like, I know, right? He's like, I'm in the
future too. I know this is horrible. Like, I think the most quotable thing from that special is he's like moving into his apartment for the first time, and he's carrying this like bed up, and the lady that lives there just like lets him in, and she's like, I know you're not a rapist because a rapist wouldn't have that kind of bed. And he doesn't, for like, what do you say to that? But I think the best thing to say to that is, you'd be surprised, which is what he said.
So funny.
It's just.
So, we're running a little on time, but like last little point here, I guess, is
I
that.
want to play a little game.
What's that?
It was just like, you guys know that from my comedy choices, I like one-liners.
Sure.
So I just want to play a game, which is Mitch, which is Dimitri.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2 different
Who's
one-liners.
Mitch?
Mitch Hedberg.
Hedberg, the other comedian. Yeah.
All right, I'll give you 2 one-liners, and I'll just let you guys guess which one's which, all right?
Uh-huh.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
I used to play sports. Then I realized you can buy trophies. Now I'm good at everything.
Okay.
All right, I'll give you the second quote, and I'll let you guys decide which one's which. All right? My friend asked me if I wanted a frozen banana. I said no, but I want a regular banana later. So, yeah.
The banana one is Dimitri Martin.
Yeah, the second one, that's
First
Dimitri.
one's Mitch.
Yeah.
You guys are
thinking?
wrong.
Really?
Other way around.
Really?
Damn it.
Really?
It's crazy.
I love them both, though.
Yeah, no, those are great lines. Yeah, just wrapping up point, I guess. I want to have this be a later topic. Just a comedy actor, like a normal comedy actor, right? If you put like Ryan Gosling's done a lot of comedy lately, right? Because he's just an actor. Comedy acting versus stand-up comedy versus sketch are so different. And it's
Tell me
so
about
funny.
it.
It's so funny how they don't interact with each other. Like if you put Chevy Chase, one of the best sketch comedians out there, like at his time, on the stage to do stand-up, he'd bomb, and you put him in film, and he's great, he's okay, not as good as a sketch, but he's like, right? So
Yeah.
I went to a topic at some point about like, Seinfeld carried so well into TV because he's playing himself. Chris Rock is a great voice actor and does acting and blah, blah, blah. Like, a lot of stand-up comedians have success in the other 2 realms. David Cross did stand-up comedy.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, exactly.
Stand up to feature length.
He's a multi-million star,
Another example of that, Guilford Godfrey, his stand-up is garbage. I cannot stand it. I was like, who is...
What? Why are you talking? Aladdin. All right.
Didn't he say that?
Joke.
Yeah, didn't he say that one thing about Japan, and then Affleck was like, "We gotta let you go."
Man, jeez.
All right. So with that fun little note, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for joining us. It's been a lovely time having you here.
Always a blast.
Next week
Come
is
back
our
soon.
5th podcast.
Fifth
And I got a wonderful
podcast.
story for you guys that time.
Oh,
I can't wait.
I'm really
pumped.
excited. I've had it in my heart for years.
So we're excited for that. Be sure to join us next week on YouTube and SoundCloud. We'll be posting those up there. One last plug for our Patreon. We launched that. Just a reminder, you can subscribe at different tiers. You can put $1 to $50 to us, and all that money helps us make content. It helps us reach our goal of producing our web series, which will be going into production soon. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at CattleProdTeam, so that way you can keep up to date on what we're making, what we're doing, where we're at. Stock is home, and
As always.
unless anyone else
Did
has
you just say
any,
stock is home?
what? Unless anyone has any last minute bits.
Yeah.
Or short. Keep
Yeah,
it
I
out
was
for a
gonna
short.
say,
Keep it out for a
keep it
short. That'll be coming out very soon, starring our baby boy Evan, and I guess the rest of us too.
Yeah, I wrote us all in.
Yeah, written by Emily, directed by myself, AC'd by Matt.
That's arguably the most important at work.
Acting is so hard, guys.
Acting's
Tell me about it.
Especially by yourself.
That's the title of this episode. Acting's hard, guys.
keep eye out for all of that, especially even throughout the summer. We're gonna try to keep constantly throwing out more content, even
sure.
though we're college based. We're still gonna be keeping up content throughout the summer.
Oh, and I guess end it with question the audience like we did last week.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Oh man.
Who's your favorite stand-up
Yeah,
comedian?
who's your favorite stand comedian and why?
What are your thoughts of the leather special?
and why is it not Amy Schumer?
Why is your favorite comedian not Amy Schumer?
Hey, thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Yep, keep it
All
simple,
right.
guys. Be
See you
safe.
later.
Bye bye.
Bye.